by, indicating 1 lap to go. TJ Steinman up front, followed by Stacy Gerken, Butch Poling, Mark Schreiber, Randy Moyes rounding out the top 5. 31 laps are complete. 9 laps remain in this 40-lap feature. The 32 of Nash also getting a piece of the action. The 7 of Moyes with some damage to the rear of that car. Poling, Myers, Schreiber, Sauer, Cruddy. Steinman up front. Gerken trying to reel him in. .39 laps have been completed. 1 lap remains as the white flag comes out. Coming down for the checkered flag is going to be TJ Steinman, Stacy Gerken, Doug Meyer, and Mike Schreiber. He comes out of turn number 4. Put your hands together for him in the K. Steinman, Childs & Associates, Lad Trucking number 37. The 2,000 points champion here at Lorain County Speedway, picking up his 7th feature win of the season. The 37 of T.J. Steinman. Get T.J. Steinman here, the 2,000 points champion. You already reached in and pulled out a winning ticket. Winning ticket's going to be worth $622 at 854. Started 15th. Took the lead. What'd you think once you got out front?
I just trying to hold off 99. I know he's fast and wanted to try to stay out front.
Got anybody else you want to thank? I know I already asked you one time, but...
Yeah, there's a few people I forgot. I'd like to thank Victory Racing Engines. I'd like to thank Gene Singleton. He's helped me a lot with the setup. Again, my dad, Denise, my mom, Shirley, all my family. I got my grandma out there. All my family and friends. I got so much support this year, and I appreciate it from everybody. We couldn't have done it without you. Thanks.
Put your hands together for him one time. T.J. Steinman. After the year you've had, starting back here in the Ohio Battery and Tire. Utzinger's Towing, number 35. Put your hands together for Cowboy Bobby Johnson. Right up here in front, some new aerodynamic styling on the front end for tonight, huh, Donnie? And the WeatherTight Construction, Ganley Lease and Rental, number 77. Put your hands together for Strongsville's Don Clement. The next row up, this gentleman only makes a few appearances a year here. Normally runs down around the Midvale Speedway, correct?
Yep.
Barberton?
Yep.
Where are you running at now?
Right here.
Right here. Oh, he's getting out in the Spikers Tax Service. R.E. Polis Trucking. Number 2, put your hands together for Bob Polis. Come on back here, Paul. Out of Columbia Station. He comes here every once in a while. Picks up a feature win every now and then. How many feature wins you got total, do you know?
No idea.
When'd you lose? No. That's too far for me to walk. I'm getting old. Next row up on the inside. This guy comes here each and every week from Strongsville. It's Howe Chassis, correct? I got it right. The 42 of Strongsville's Tom Stankiewicz. Outside of Stankiewicz in the Waddell Excavating, number 72. Came here about, what, 3 or 4 weeks ago? First time? A little bit longer than that, not too much. Put your hands together for him, the 72 of Randy Waddell. This gentleman's got a couple feature wins out here. Sponsored by Mars Trucking. Tony Galata Restorations, Mr. G's Bar and Grill, Valco Cincinnati, the Mr. Heater Corporation, Justice Brothers. Anybody else that I've missed on here? Michael's Racing Engines. Put your hands together for him, Nick Galata. You need no introduction, bud. This gentleman pocketed, what, 2 $5,000 to win $5,000 to win shows here last year? 3? He's won 2 years ago. He won every big money show we had. Took all the loot home that season. And the Drame Racing Engines, Bob's Auto Sales, number 30, Port City Chassis. Put your hands together for Akron's Brian Volk. Canton. Sitting outside. He came back about a month and a half ago, somewhere around in there. Immediately put the car up front. Had a rough first night. Had to put a whole new body on it just about. But ever since then, he's been in the dash. He's already picked up one more feature win, something like that, up front. The General Services, Taylor Brothers Painting, out of Strongsville. Put your hands together for the 32 of Norm Taylor. This guy's had a little rougher year than he had last year. He won everything in sight last year, including the points race. He's the defending champion in the late model division in the black tie accessories. J&J Racing, number 24, Grafton's Jeremy Wiggins. Inside of Wiggins in the Mars Trucking, Pritchard Engine and Tool, All-Pro Transmission number 50. I can remember coming out here a long time ago and you were driving then and picking up feature wins. How many you got now total? You got any idea?
No, don't have a clue.
Has no clue. He's got so many of them. Put your hands together for him. The Dillon Chassis, number 50 of Cleveland's Bobby Porter. Next row up on the inside, second generation driver out of Austintown. And a Howe Chassis, sponsored by Wirtz Hardwood Floors, Duffy's Body Shop, and Baker Engineered Racing Engines. Put your hands together for Austintown's John Sanquist Jr. Outside of Sanquist, this guy's one of the nicest guys you'd ever want to meet. If you kids ever get a chance, you got to come down and talk to him. And the Allied Auto, A1 Auto Spring, Dillon Chassis, sponsored by KC Car Care, the number 54 of Akron's Paul Miller. Up in front of Miller, making his rookie season. And the JD Byrider, Hall Entertainment and Security, number 61. Put your hands together for Kenny Hartz. This gentleman jumped behind the wheel of this late model a couple weeks ago. I live right down the street from him. I stopped by his house one night and he says, "Man, I don't know. I don't know if I can do it, man. I don't know." Give him a little bit of seat time and he's already up there knocking on the door of the dash. Better known, he picked up how many feature wins in the modifieds? There are a couple feature wins in the modifieds. Put your hands together for him. This is Lorraine's John Bartlemy. Next row up on the inside, the number 4. Out of Amherst? Out of Amherst. He's been out here for a lot of years now. Put your hands together for him, the 4 of Gary Chase. And the Acme Racing Products, Independence Communications, Coors Light, Indy Equipment. Who else you got on there? Progressive Crane. Progressive Crane. Put your hands together for him. The number 9 of Columbia Stations, John Carl. On the outside of the front row, what do you think? Got a chance tonight?
Well, I don't know. We got a lot of competition behind us, so we got 50 laps, and let's see how it ends at the end of 50.
The Excalibur Body and Frame, Port City Chassis, tops by So Fine, number 81 of Phil Pete. Inside this front row, driving for Miss Daisy in the McDonald's, Wellington Party Center. Who else we got on here, Jeff? East of Chicago Pizza, Normson Trailer. Anybody at Best Auto Body, Roser Bookkeeping and Tax Service. I want you to put your hands together for him. Wellington's Jeff Cipher. The former, I didn't forget about you. I had to skip over you. He's competed at tracks by names you guys might recognize like Daytona, Talladega, Michigan. He's ran the ARCA series. He's back with us here at Lorain County Speedway. In the Medina, Mako, Summit Restorations, Michael's Racing Engines, Corky's Place, North Gateway Tire, number 84, 6 feature wins on the year, and this is his first ever track championship. Put your hands together for him, the 84 North Ridgeville's Rick Gretsch. Got anybody else you want to thank?
Oh yeah, I got a big list here. I'll make it real fast. First of all, I got to thank Dwight Baker for giving me the opportunity to drive this car this year. Ken Pennington, he's been doing all the setups on this thing. He's making my job look a lot easier. I'd like to thank the other guys in the crew. We got Tom, Dwight, Ken, they're not really crew, but I got to thank all our wives for putting up with us. There's a lot of times we're not home. We're here working on this car. 2 weeks ago, we put a brand new body on it, and I haven't seen my wife all week that week. So I want to thank them for putting up with us. Thank the track for having us, and the biggest thanks is to all your fans. If you weren't here, we wouldn't be here, so I thank you.
Put your hands together for him one time. Rick Gretsch picking up his first ever track championship. The field begins to bunch up. 50 laps the distance. Green flag comes out. The 27 of Galata sliding to a stop along with the 35 of Cowboy Bobby Johnson. That'll bring out the caution flag. The green flag comes back out. Up front, Phil Pete with the lead, followed by Jeff Cypher, Gary Chase, the 85 of John Bartlemy. The 25 of Adkins into the outside retaining wall. The 54 of Paul Miller and the 61 of Kenny Hart's also involved. Jason Caranzi holds the green flag. Looks him over with that green flag. Doubled up. Chase, Sutler, Bartlemy, Carl, Gretsch, Sandquist. Green flag coming back. Bartlemy in at 85, moving underneath the chase to try and take over second. Caught in that outside groove, continuing to fall back. Phil Pete out front, the man under the gun is the 85 of John Bartlemy. Bartlemy losing it. Bartlemy, Gretsch, and Volk all going at it for that second position. Chase, Taylor, Wiggins. Green flag comes back up. Volk in the second. Sandquist taking a look under as a caution flag comes back out. The 4 of Gary Chase. Fifteen laps have been completed. Volk in the 30, going to the outside of Gretchen, the 84. Caution play coming out for the 2 of Volk. Fifteen laps have been completed. Volk and Gretsch bring it around for the green flag. Rick Gretsch and Brian Volk begin to pull away from the rest of the field as the 32 of Taylor goes high off the backstretch. Gretchen Volk up front. The 4 of Gary Chase off the field. The 86 of Jeff Seifer losing it all on his own. Green flag comes back. Volk taking a look underneath the Gretsch, and here comes the 24. As Seifer and Farrell come together in the rear of the field to bring out the caution once again. Green flag coming back out. Gretchen Volk side by side through 1 and 2. Gretsch, your leader, followed by Volk. Taylor and Pete going at it for fourth. Taylor takes over third place. There's your top two for the rest of the field. The line of Jeff Carl going back pit side. Halfway, 25 and 25 to go. Through 6 between Phil Pete, Paul Miller, and John Sanquist Jr. Miller takes over. Is it going to turn number 3? Now Sanquist moves to the outside of Phil Pete. Gretsch and Brian Volk going at it up front. Volk looking for a way to get around. Gretsch, Volk, Taylor, Miller. Gretsch now beginning to pull away. Coming up on lap traffic, the 6 of Jeff Cypher. Cypher sideways. In front of your leader. Cypher in the 86 bringing out the caution flag. Coming around for the green flag. Miller getting underneath the Taylor to take over third. White flag this time by for Rick Gretsch. Double checkered flags for Rick Gretsch, followed by Brian Bolt, Paul Miller, and John Sanquist Jr. Put your hands together for him. In the Michaels Racing Engines, number 84, your 2,000 points champion, also picking up the feature win tonight, North Ridgeville's Rick Gretsch. We're gonna get the introductions underway. Starting in the back here in the Palange Automotive, Merrick Chevrolet. The number 12 of Amy Parhax. The outside row, this gentleman came to us a few short weeks ago. The number 5 of Dan Novak. Inside in the number 54. The red and white number 54. I believe you're what in points now, about 12? Somewhere around there? No, I don't think you're down that far. The 54, Charles James. This gentleman just came here a few short weeks ago. He's in his third year of racing, though. The 28 of Jeremy Hagenbaugh. Some of these people, I don't know the names yet. They keep buying up these cars that are for sale. What's your name?
Jim Schmitz.
Jim Schmitz taking over the ride from Dan Corcoran. It's now the number 3 instead of the number 35. Turn around, wave at the crowd. This guy's a great guy. Stood on the backstretch with him a few weeks ago out at Fremont Speedway and watched the sprint cars, and we sat there and talked for a while. He's a real nice guy. In the Dairy Dell, Moosehead Bar and Grill, Lucio Tomorrow Services, RacersGraphics.com, Dyer's Towing and Recovery, Right Lane Trucking. Put your hands together for him, the 14 of Joe Pugh. The number 67, Bevan's Pet Supply, Action Plumbing, G&W Blacktop, Justice Auto Sales, Right Carpet Cleaners. Put your hands together for Johnny Newman. Somebody's writing in the dust on the back of his car, and I can't read to you what it says. The Cooners Pub, Chet and Fran's Country Store, Olmsted Auto Electric, Great Steak and Potato Company, Royal Truck and Auto Body, and if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Put your hands together for him. The 73 of Valeria's Matt Marlowe. This guy changed cars on me this week, changed a number around. And the All-State Roofing and Siding, number 44. Put your hands together. He comes here every week from a suburb of Toledo. Put your hands together for Dan McMahon. The next row up on the outside in the Hennigs Fabrication Tire Man, All-Pro Towing, 00 of Denzel Byrne. Inside in the Heist Motorsports, number 51, Holbrook Signs, Grand River Tackle. Put your hands together for him. He's in the dash just about every Saturday night. The big man with the big right foot, the 51 of Matt Heist. No booing allowed, Rick. This is my favorite guy. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Anybody let me drive his car, they're my favorite guy, man. Sandbaggers. He's the sandbagger right here. Max into Mike's Place. Wallace DeWitt Racing Engines. Form Tech 07. Noss & Sons Construction, and I hope I didn't leave anybody out. Put your hands together for him. He finished second in last year's points race, and I think you're, what, currently third? Somewhere right around there, third. Put your hands together for him, Lorraine's Rick Perchnicki. Outside of Perchnicki, in the Home Heating and Plumbing, Motorheads, A1 Pet Boutique, 101 Vermilion's Ray Kirk. And it's his birthday. This gentleman right here in the Spots Racing Products, Miller Memorial Auto Racing Connection, number 22. Who else is on the car, Bill?
Dr. Koenig. That's it.
He's got 5 feature wins on the season. Put your hands together for him, the 22 of Bill Sprague. The Bob's Garage and Towing, number 52. Put your hands together for Steve Dressler. Inside of Dressler. I think it's the first time out here in this car this season, right? Taking over for his dad. Last week it was his brother behind the wheel. And the Asher Brothers Auto Parts. Fox Enterprises, Zibby's Lawn Care, Mr. Speedy Auto. He's doing a whale of a job tonight for his first time ever in the car. Put your hands together for him for Patrick Fisher. This gentleman is the champion son-in-law. And he's racing. What do you think? You think he can beat the old man tonight?
I'm out here just having fun with father-in-law.
That's not what you told me back there, man. You told me you were taking him out because you didn't like the Christmas gift he got you last year.
No, he's pretty good in gifts.
In the Debco Racing, number 81, put your hands together for Illyria's Mike Mueller. Outside of Mueller, this guy's got 2 feature wins in a row in the Justice Auto Sales, number 15, Lorraine's Charles Hunt. This gentleman in the blue and yellow, number 11, comes way out from the east side. In the Advanced Window Systems, number 11, put your hands together for John Davis. The Justice Auto Sales, Motorhead 0 of Owen Parker. The little boy Ty. Paul Schaefer's little boy Ty. He runs around the pits. Everybody does know him. And Adam Blasting. Who else we got on here? I know Sweet Willie Salsa, Lou's Smokehouse, Columbia Auto Repair Service, Charlie's Trucking. Number 40 of Columbia Stations, Paul Schaefer. Next row up on the inside in the Dynamic Signs and Designs, RacersGraphics.com, Auto Express number 25, Tom Findish. Outside of Findish in the RTZ Trucking, Rich Trucking, Summit. Who else we got on there? Firestone Tire Service. He's a past track champion. Put your hands together for Scott McAbeer. No cautions tonight. You remember that now. We're not throwing cautions for you guys. Lake County Chrysler. Cavacci Brothers Auto Parts, number 17 of Rob Reuter. Inside of Reuter. And the North Coast Custom Accessories, number 70, Mike Finnegar. And I'll start talking about him back here so we can give him a chance to get in. I want you to put your hands together for him. He is the 2,000 points champion. He wrapped it up a few weeks ago as how much of a points lead he actually had. In the Debco Racing, Moondoggies Hangout, Supreme Heating and Cooling. And I don't think I missed anybody. Put your hands together for him. Litchfield's Ed Colburn. 5 feature wins in the season? 4 feature wins. So I'm one off. I can't keep track of all you guys. Got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, my wife helps me a lot. Kevin, John, they come every week and help. That's pretty much it.
So small run family operation, and he's one heck of a nice guy. We're going to let him get buckled up here. Put your hands together for him one more time while he's got the helmet off and he can hear you. Ed Colburn. On, gentlemen, start your engines. Field being given the 1 lap to go signal. Rob Reuter in the 17 out front. Owen Parker in second, and the 70 of Mike Finnegar. Reuter in the 17 continues the lead. Finishing at 25, caught on the outside, begins to fall back. Three wide, going into 3. The 11 of Davis, the 71 of McIver, and the 15 of Hine. The 0 of Owen Parker begins the wheel in the 17 of Rob Reuter. Everything coming apart. The 11 of Davis going off the high side at turn number 3. White flag coming out this time by. Green flag comes back out. Owen Parker with the on the front stretch. Some of the faster cars beginning to make their way towards the front. Here comes the 15 of Charles. The 51 made nice. Nice walk into the third groove, trying to get around town finish. Up front, Owen Parker with the lead, followed by Rob Reuter, Paul Schaefer, Scott McIver, and the 15 of Charles Hunt. Hunt now goes around Reuter to take over second. The 17 of Reuter off the pace down the backstretch. The 71 of McIver losing it from Dressler in the 52. Contact with the front stretch wall, sliding to a stop in turn number 1. Green flag comes back out. Fisher in the 18 caught out in no man's lane, out in the third groove. The 70 of Finnegar off the pace. Up front, Hunt working the outside of Parker as they go down the backstretch into turn number 3. Schaefer getting split. 3 wide, going through 3 and 4. Schaefer off the pace. Hunt takes over. Now Coburn in the 8 off the pace. Coburn jumps back into it. Slide to a stop right here on the front stretch. The 11 of Davis making contact with the 44 of Dan McMahon. The 28 sliding through it. Sliding into turn number 3. Able to keep it underway. The 07 of Rick Pershnick losing a right front tire. And making hard contact with the outside retaining wall. Comes by the grandstands. Put your hands together for him. He's had a rough season. He's one heck of a nice guy. Rick Perchnicki in a 07. Charles Hunt down the backstretch. Here comes the 22 of Bill Sprague. And the 14 of Joe Pugh trying to find a way underneath Owen Parker. The 28 driving into the 44 of Dan McMahon. Able to keep it underway as the leaders come up on lap traffic. The 51 on Manor Heights off the pace. Charles Hunt, your leader in the 15, followed by the 22 of Bill Sprague and the 14 of Joe Pugh. White flag this time by, indicating one more lap to go. Double checkered flags. It's 3 in a row for Charles Hunt, followed by Bill Sprague, Joe Pugh, Steve Dressler, Ed Colburn, and Owen Parker. Goes by the grandstands. Put your hands together for the 2,000 points champ, Ed Colburn, but put your hands together for the 15, Justice Auto Sales entry. 3 feature wins in a row for Lorain's Charles Hunt. The 50 of Kevin Clark also out there. They come down for the green flag. 3 wide already going into 1. Dynamite Dave Wallencheck making a charge toward the front. 4 wide action down the backstretch going into 3. Up front, it's a 06 of Jeff Mazzy. The 90, the 61, and the 50 of Clark all coming together. The 90 backwards over turn number 1. The 90 of Troy Mullins coming down, trying to make it 3 wide. The 30 of Kyle Lashy and a stop inside of turn number 2. The 84 spinning to a stop on the backstretch. Your leader, the 06 of Jeff Mazzy, breaking out of his qualifying time, then hands the lead over to the 50 of Kevin Clark. The 50 of Kevin Clark, your leader. Clark in the 50s, your leader. Wallencheck in second, followed by the 86 of Steve Dawson. Come on, Dave. You don't waste time with lap car. That's it. Push him out of the way. Uh-oh, the 192, and I can't tell what the number is on the gold car. They're drafting partners trying to reel him in. The 9 of Jason Chandler. I'd like to remind everybody, Duke T-Bone Jones from Bighorn, Alberta, Canada, coming up. Clark in the 50, getting some pressure from the 192, Dave Wallencheck. Now the 9, making a move. Here comes the 92, Dave Wallencheck underneath the 9 of Jason Chandler. Ten laps have been completed. 5 laps remain. Wallencheck, Clark, and Chandler, your top 3. Chandler drove it in hard, getting to the side of Wallencheck. The 9 of Jason Chandler will be black flag for unsportsmanlike conduct. Chandler in the 9 has been black flagged from this event but refuses to leave. The white flag coming out this time by Kevin Clark, your leader. Followed by the 92, 192, Dave Wallencheck. Chandler now thinks he's going for the lead, but he is no longer being scored in this event. The black flag coming back out for him once again. It's going to be Kevin Clark, followed by Dave Wallencheck. The 3 of John Coventry finishing 3rd. Jack Morawski, CEO of DRX, lending his personal Learjet to Duke T-Bone Jones so he can fly in every Saturday night here and race with us at Lorain County Speedway in this pure stock in the American Auto Sales Spectator Stock Division. Willie Patterson in that 98. Up in the 3rd groove, going towards the front. We've got 3-car action. Charlie Kearns in the 08, Chris Aridi, and I can't see the other competitors' number. They're all out of the event. Willie Patterson in 3rd. The 5 of Robert Shaver going for a ride. Over the river and through the woods to Grandma's house he goes. Willie Patterson up front. Everybody piling it up in turn number 1 as the 48 of John Newman Sr. loses firepower. The 98 of Willie Patterson up front. The 93 of Jim Chapman trying to reel him in. The 51 of Gary Toth. That little purple and yellow Geo Storm hooked up on the bottom. He moves into fourth. Now moves into third as they go through 3 and 4. Patterson and Chapman. Chapman, your new leader. And here comes a 51 of Gary Toth, reeling in the 98 of Willie Patterson. Halfway this time by. Chapman in the 93, swinging up high, taking it back down low. Patterson in the 98, the 51 of Toth tucked right in behind. Patterson in the 98, letting Chapman know he's back there as they come down the front stretch. The 98 of Patterson. Spin in the 93 of Chapman. The 51 of Toth going for the lead on the outside. The 98 of Patterson being black flagged from the event. The 98 of Willie Patterson is black flag from this event. Gary Toth in that 51 up front. White flag this time by for the 51 of Gary Toth, the 55 of Mike Snyder in second, the 33 of Dupero in third. Coming down for double checkered flags, 2 feature wins in a row. It's going to be Gary Toth, followed by Mike Snyder, Tom Dupero, your top 3. Put your hands together for him. In the Bills Automotive, number 51, Gary Toth. Guy in this division. Everybody knows this is a rookie division. All these guys out here have never raced before. That's one of the requirements. This guy came out here. He destroyed a car, put a new one together, and on the very next night out, promptly rolled it, flipped it over turn number 3. But after all of that, he's the A&J Electric, American Auto Sales, number 16. He is the points champion for the 2000 racing season. Put your hands together for Illyria's Jeff Holstein. The 15 of Kevin McCall. Green flag comes out. The 53 of Joel Cleary, your leader, but here comes the 15. Up high out of turn number 4, taking it up next to the wall. We got 2 in the infield, the 11 of Dale Buckles and the 12 of Matt Axford. And hard contact, doing the Starsky and Hutch imitation up on 2 wheels. The 38 of Danny Rowland. The 120 of Tim Gregory was the automobile involved. He now pulls it down into the infield. Brian McCall in that 78 on the move. The 94 of Stephen Gratz. The 78 of Brian McCall. Working the outside of Stephen Gratz as they go into 1 and 2. Three wide, farther back in the field. Up front, McCall and Gratz going at it side by side. Gratz and McCall still side by side. McCall, the bit of an advantage, trying to keep it tucked down low. And the 16 of Holstein and the 26. Out of this event, the 36 rather of Jeremy Halfhill. Halfway. McCall and that Jones Auto Body, number 78, your leader. Up front, it's still Brian McCall in at 78. White flag this time by Brian McCall, and that's 78. Checkered flags for Stephen Gratz in the 94, followed by Brian McCall. Followed by 14 of Tommy Ogle, the 21 of Larry Magi, and the 15 of Kevin McCall. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out on this Sunoco Season Championship night. I'd like to remind everybody we are shut down for the next couple of weeks. But on Saturday and Sunday, the 7th and 8th of October, the Hoosier Racing Tire 2000 Cavalcade Weekend. Late models will be going 100 laps, E-Mods 50, Sportsman 40, Grand National 40, Spectator 30 laps, 33 laps, and Legends 25, plus a Demolition Derby.